Holy cow, Chronic made partner. Hey, I'm Marcus.
And I'm Nick.
We are Working Class Nerds.
Cue the intro. That's right. We are Working Class Nerds, the podcast that gives you no information about your favorite information.
Today is Thursday, May 13th, 2021, and you can find this 106 podcast on Apple Podcasts, Buzzsprout, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, and anywhere you can find this podcast in the entire galaxy. Yep, the entire one, even Camino. You can also watch me play video games at twitch.tv/MarcusB814, and you can watch Nick play video games
At twitch.tv/NickBurn51.
and you can find the both of us on Twitter. I am at MarcusB814.
And I'm at Nick Vern. That's NickVern. And in this week's episode, our guest is pretty epic. She is both an actor and a streamer on Twitch, and also a very, very powerful Sith Lord. And her name is Armenastra. So welcome to the show, Armenastra. And what have you been up to?
Honestly, that was, first of all, one of the best introductions. The fact you included the Sith Lord, A++.
We're very thorough here on Working Class Nerds, as you can tell.
You are, honestly. This is the best start. Oh, man. I mean, look, recently it's been a lot of lockdown stuff because we're in full stay-at-home order right now. So what can I say? Watching Buffy for the very first time is life-changing. Life-changing.
How is that? How many seasons of Buffy are there?
I can tell you there are 7 because I've plowed through it in no time at all, and I am currently on the last season.
Wow.
And it's as good as everybody says. What can I say? It's amazing. But I balance that.
I've never watched Buffy.
Never, not even one episode?
Nope.
On like ABC or whatever?
No, I don't even it's a vampire show, right?
That's like saying a Star Wars is like an astronaut show.
Okay. Yeah, I've never watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So it's like a drama?
It is like a drama.
Yes. It's like there's lots of layers and complicated characters and things from what I understand.
If I watch a show, that's not my type of show. Obviously I like the Star Wars shows. There were some shows on USA back in the day, like Burn Notice. Like those are the shows I like. The show that Armenastra was on, I really liked.
Suits?
But I did not know that. Yeah, I did not know you were on that until
like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
The old IMDb.
Yes. We're like, whoa, wait a minute
here. But those are like my type of shows where they're like continuations and like the story builds. That's the type of show that I personally like.
Yeah.
But like the Buffys, I don't think that's me.
Not for you. Hey, look, not for everybody, maybe. Actually,
so you guys are in full lockdown?
We are, yeah. And it just actually today got extended another 2 weeks. So
that is rude.
It is, honestly. Without my Buffy and my new Audible subscription, I don't know where I would be.
Whoa. All right. What book are you currently listening to on Audible?
Okay, so big flex here. I just started Atomic Habits, and I feel like a complete person now because I feel like I've read 3 chapters. I've listened to 3 chapters already. Am I allowed to say read if it's an audiobook? Like
yeah,
when people
we do it all the time.
Okay, good.
We do it all the time. You're good.
Okay, good. Because, I'd rather tell people I read than I listen. So it's like 3 chapters, and I feel like I'm already narrowing in on my good and bad habits.
So for those of you who also didn't know not familiar with Atomic Habits, the full title reads Atomic Habits, an easy and proven way to build good habits and break bad ones. That sounds very, very productive.
It is. It's the only thing that'll combat my hours of watching Buffy, honestly.
That's a good point.
I feel like I would read it and go, I'm going to be a better person. Yeah. And then as soon as I close, it's like, okay,
you close the Audible and then you go right back to what you're
exactly
doing.
Like I'm going to wake up in the morning and I'm going to ride my Peloton. I'm going to drink a gallon of water. I'm going to eat 4 salads today and a Nutri-Grain bar. and then as soon as I'm done,
with the Audible
book. Audible book. Where are the cookies?
Yeah.
Or like, ooh, Burger King. You just pull right in.
Exactly.
Yeah. I must say, I've read a bunch of books like this, always trying to improve, always trying to be my very best self, Anyway, but this one is very much like...
It's like sticking with you?
It's not even so much that. It's like, so I understand this is going to be hard for you. Here's how to do it knowing that this is going to be impossible. Here's how to make it not impossible. So that kind of sticks with me a little bit.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
Would you say you're a confident person, or are you the type of person that needs that little nudge to take the next step?
Ooh, man, I think it totally depends, what boat we're sailing on.
Sure, that's a great point.
Like I would definitely say that my shame meter is very low. So there's pretty much nothing I won't say and do.
Marcus is like that as well.
Honestly, I feel like I knew that when Marcus flew into my chat for the first time, I was like, this guy is going to be like, I hope he's as good as I think he's going to be. And then I went onto his stream and I was like, this guy is everything I dreamed and more. The energy. I was like, buddies immediately. No choice in the matter.
Yes.
Thanks.
This is Marcus dives face first into everything that he puts his mind to.
It's kind of a curse though, too.
Yeah. I mean, your nose is big enough to handle it though.
That's right. I'm Greek. What can I say? So back to Atomic Habits. Is it chapter based by like just bettering yourself, or is each chapter individualized to like try to break like a topic?
So I think it's kind of the latter so far. Basically, he started off the book by outlining this terrible accident that happened to him. He was going to be like this baseball player. He had his heart set on it, and then he got whacked in the face with a bat and like pretty much had to learn how to do everything all over again. They were like, you're never going to play baseball. You're never going to do this or that. Anyway, with little habits, by changing 1%, he draws a comparison to the British biking team, but it's like, tiny little micro adjustments over a period of time creates, a different person. It's about like becoming the person you want to be, not doing the things you want to do. So it's not about losing weight. It's about becoming a person who is, who exercises like an athlete. It's interesting.
That's a cool way to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like that sort of happens to people naturally, right? Like you make little incremental changes, or you change as you're going through life and you don't sort of realize those changes. But if you're conscious about it, you can steer that proverbial ship, if you will, into the direction that you want to like reach whatever goals you're trying to reach.
Totally.
That's a cool way to look at it.
Yeah.
So
go ahead. I don't like, I guess I don't, that doesn't really ferment with me because I'm like, okay, I see the object at the end. I'm just going. Don't try to stop me. You know what I mean? Kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to start this business and I'm going to make it fucking awesome. Go.
Yeah.
No turning back. Like don't deviate from the plan. Just go.
But that's your personality.
No, I know that.
And you are unlike most people.
Yeah, that's incredible that you have that. You know what I mean? Like that's just your nature is honestly probably why you have, your own successful business, your successful Twitch channel. It seems to be your nature.
I'm super blessed. Now I guess if you could tell the world, if you have one bad habit, what would it be other than watching Buffy all day?
Damn.
You took it from me.
Buffy twice already.
You took it from me. I don't drink enough water.
All right.
I don't drink enough. And you're like, is that a bad habit? But I actually don't sometimes because I have a hydrate redeem on my stream, which they love to spam, which brings me joy. But sometimes before the stream, I haven't had any water at all.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Like I'm saying, I don't drink any water. Very bad. Anyway, so I made this challenge. I've made like these challenges in my community these last couple months. So a month ago, it was 10 push-ups every morning. So this month, Is this courtesy of Atomic Habits? Anyway, this month, it's 1 liter of water every morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's epic.
Yeah. So, so far, so tough. I'll be totally honest.
Tell us a little bit more about your stream. What games are you playing?
I play World of Warcraft and I play Star Wars, MMOs.
That's how I found your channel.
Yeah, it's been MMOs right now. I actually came to Star Wars in recent months. One of the buddies I made in my chat told me he was playing it, and I was like, I downloaded that game like 7 years ago. I never played. I should give it a go. Fell in love.
Obviously, we're big fans here.
Yeah, I mean, look.
Just a little bit.
It's like one of the many reasons I was excited to hop in here. I love just talking about it and nerding out about it. It's my first character. I'm not done the plot yet, but I'm hooked on the decision making. I love it.
Sorry, I mean to cut you off. What type of character did you pick?
I picked a Sith Inquisitor.
Very nice.
Oh, yeah.
Full on Sith Lord lightning and all.
Yeah, I mean, like with a lot of help from chat, I do commit mostly to the evil decision making.
Does it hurt to make that choice?
I don't know whether or not I should be ashamed to say this or not, but it's become easier.
Yes, exactly.
Now I'm just casually beheading people. It's bad.
I like making all the dark side choices.
You guys are awful people.
You
guys are awful
Star
people.
Wars made me do it.
Star Wars made me do it.
No, it's great. I think if I was a Sith person in real life, I would be a dark side user for sure. Or I should say, if I was force sensitive in real life, I think it's the most practical. But we'll chat about that later.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
But anyway, do you play any other games?
Yeah, I mean, I've been gaming since I could hold a controller, since I was, watching my dad play Super Nintendo. I've been like mainly a console player. I switched to PC for World of Warcraft. And then as streaming began to be my big love right now, I just switched to PC games so that I can just play with all my friends. But yeah, I mean, I love a good plot. The Mass Effect games, some of my favorite games ever. They're doing the Legendary Edition. It comes out tomorrow. I'm excited.
Oh, yes. Well, I was going to be productive tomorrow. Not anymore.
No, it's over. It's over for both of us. The Mass Effect games, Fable I loved, Uncharted, the puzzles in that. Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina of Time is good. Have you played Fallen Order?
So actually, I'm about a third of the way through right now.
It's so good.
It's excellent. Hey, I have a soft spot for gingers. So the fact that it's a ginger lead, I'm tickled.
Fair enough. What was I going to say? I loved Fallen Order. The ending is particularly satisfying. I like just being immersed in that whole, like a relatively unexplored chunk of Star Wars timeline, you know? Right after like the end of episode 3, but way before episode 4. It's interesting. But Marcus, how are you doing? And what have you been up to?
I'm fantastic, Nick. Fantastic.
Wow. That's a lot of positivity.
Well, it's just been crazy. So as you know, on Monday I leave. I'm going to Batu.
Yep.
And I'm going to
Disney World in Florida.
Yep. I'm going to Disney World, and I'm going to build a lightsaber. I am going to drink blue milk. I am going to work really hard to get a selfie with a First Order trooper. But I've been told that if you like try to take a selfie, they try to like shoot you and arrest you. So it's going to be really interesting to see how that goes.
You got to be like Quick Draw McGraw. Just be like,
yeah.
Bam.
Oh, yeah, I will. But I think I'm going to go live. I forget what day I'm going to be there. And when I'm in Batu, I am totally going to probably go live for like 20 minutes or a half an hour. And hopefully hopefully the signal is good enough there to where I can stream a little bit from my phone and like show everybody like the trading post, the blue milk, and just hang out with the chat for, 20 minutes, half hour.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
It's going to be awesome. As customary, I just have to say thank you to everybody in my Twitch community. You guys are awesome. I can't thank you enough. This Saturday, which this is going to go live on Friday, so if you hear it and you're in our Discord, I am doing my first ever community night with my community. And we're going to be doing some story mode operations in SWTOR. Everybody is welcome. If we have more than 16 people, then we'll do one and then grab some other people and like kind of switch some people out so everybody can get a chance to play. I'm super looking forward to this because you guys all come to watch me play all the time. It's my turn to like give back to you and like take you into the content that I love in the game. So I'm super excited for that. Now, a little bit of downer. So I don't know if I mentioned it last week, how I left my Nightmare team.
Yes.
It's been really bothering me, Nick, right?
Yeah.
Like this fucking guy, he was such a douche and passive aggressive. And like, he just brought my energy down.
Yeah.
And like, I don't like that shit. I work really hard to be positive and like, no matter how bad something is, you shouldn't make somebody feel like shit because, you know, things aren't going perfect. When you're doing the hardest content in any game, it takes time to learn that stuff.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had the best night ever on the boss. And then this dude like figured he would message me the next day and tell me how shitty I am. And that he sent my VOD from Twitch to another player just so they could tell me how shitty I was. And like, I wasn't going to really call that person out here, but it's been bothering me. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to do it on my stream because like I don't want to do that there because I feel like that breeds negativity.
Yeah.
But like, bro, fuck off.
Yeah,
okay?
That's not cool. You don't need that negativity.
But on the positive side now, I'm creating a new fucking team. And when I left that team, 5 of the people from that team quit instantly. They were like, fuck you.
Wow.
We're out. And those 5 people are all coming with me. So I don't know what that says, but that says we're going to have a new team and it starts when I come back from Florida. Woot woot.
Boomba, positivity.
So on my Saturday night story nights, I am also doing the Sith Inquisitor story for the first time. Do you feel like we've just gotten closer?
If it's even possible, I feel like we've just gotten closer.
I'm holding my 2 hands together, making a heart. Yeah, exactly. So, unlike psychopaths Armenastra and Nick, I don't like making dark side choices at all. But here's the catch.
Okay.
I turned off the alignment. So I can't, when you scroll over the wheel to see what choice it is, it does not show you if it's a light side or a dark side choice.
Wow.
So whatever choice you make, you're owning it. So I will say that some of the choices that I make are dark side and some of them don't make sense because the way they read.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like mean.
Yes, exactly. I'm like, well, that's not really mean. Like the guy's an asshole and I want him to be an asshole. But where I will agree with both of you.
Yeah.
Sometimes when one of the like NPCs talk back to me
mm-hmm.
and I'm like, who do you think you are talking to me like that? I am Darth Marcus.
Yeah.
Lord of the Sith. You know what I mean?
Satisfying.
Yes,
it is. And then like, but I have yet to shoot lightning at anybody. Like to like scold them. I'm like, I'm not your dad. That's not my style. You know what I mean?
Job, yeah. I get that.
So anyway, I've been having a ton of fun with that. And, you know, so with my impending trip to Florida, I purchased a new game for my Switch and my Switch is back. So I got Immortals Phoenix Rising.
Oh yeah.
So
that's the open world one. That's like,
yes, it's like
set in Greek mythology, right?
Yeah, it's set in Greece, ancient Greece, and it's based like the mechanics are. It's basically a clone of
Breath of the Wild.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I am super excited. I am not bringing my laptop on vacation.
Wow.
I am not playing SWTOR for a week. I'm not playing any other game unless I have it on my Switch, which I'm kind of excited to play Mario Kart. Because like I think I'm like halfway through the campaign of like beating everything with first place victories.
Yeah.
So
it gets hard, man.
Well, did you ever do like the 200 cc's where you have to like jump and drift?
Yeah, you have to drift, otherwise you're just like crashing on every turn.
Yes.
Yeah.
That shit is tough.
It's intense.
Yes.
And you can screw up the drift too.
And then when you're winning, the whole match, and then all of a sudden the blue shell comes and you get second place.
It's oh my god,
That blue shell is.
it's almost better off to like be in second place towards the end and then just wait for the blue shell to take out the first person.
Yeah, but I feel like if you're not first, you're last.
Yeah, I agree.
I learned that from Ricky Bobby.
We're 2 for 2 on the Will Ferrell movies. Although I think the Anchorman reference was pre-recording, but
Sadly, yes. Everyone loves
Yes.
an Anchorman reference.
yes.
Yesterday I made a Deuce Bigelow male gigolo reference. And it was
Whoa,
pretty funny.
throwback.
I was
Yeah.
about to say, you're taking it
Yes.
way back.
Way back. Anyways, again, I mentioned it at the beginning of the show. Good friend of the show will be on the show in June. Actually, a month from today. Director Chronic, part of the Guardians of the Order. He made Twitch partner today
That's so cool.
Whoa.
or yesterday. Yeah, and that is a big deal to make partner.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's
So
epic.
he had his celebration stream today, and how awesome is that? Like, what a milestone it must be.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
I can't even
yeah.
imagine what that would be like. Like, I don't expect myself to ever make it to that point. But,
Yeah.
like, can you imagine that?
I think I heard that something like 0.66% of streamers are partner. It's
And
like nobody.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, and it's like only the top 20% of streamers have more than 15 people watching their stream.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, I was looking at Final Fantasy 14's like catalog, and I was like, oh, let's see who at the bottom. There was hundreds of people that didn't had one viewer.
Wow.
And I was just like, man, I appreciate everybody so much.
That's hard to do,
Yeah.
to keep it going.
Well, it's just, that's why I tell everybody, I appreciate your just being here. Like, you choose me over every other better streamer in the world to watch me versus somebody else.
Right.
And it's an unbelievable feeling when you think about it like that. And then my last big thing. Oh, wait. So congratulations, Chronic. You deserve it. And we're looking forward to hearing your story on the show soon. Last thing is, Nick.
Yep.
What have you been up to?
So first and foremost, I got to talk about Liverpool pulling out the victory over Man United today.
Oh, my God.
Got some soccer fans in the chat.
Yes, we do.
Oh.
So I'm a big Liverpool fan. I'm actually wearing a Liverpool hat right now.
It's disgusting.
Marcus is an Arsenal fan, which I don't know how he ran into that. But
I saw
feel
an
bad for him
Arsenal game
sometimes.
back in the day. It was beautiful.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Now I'm jealous.
I peaked. Yeah, that was my peak.
So anywho, I just want to rub that in Marcus's face. We won a game. We're moving up in the table as the season closes. Anyways, back at the ranch. I streamed another time.
Oh, my God. Kitty
Yeah.
has recorded the sound of him saying, meanwhile, back at the ranch. And he's going to give it to us because
We say that all the time.
Yeah, he listens to it while he's chopping food at his job in the morning.
Yeah.
And he said that he laughs every time that you say that. Moving on, sorry.
So this one's for you, Kitty. Back at the ranch. I streamed another time
Whoop, whoop.
this week, just a test stream. I'm not fully like in, hey, I'm going to stream mode yet. I'm just trying things out, seeing what works. Evidently, my Yeti mic setup does not. I got to figure that out. So I just use my headset mic. But it was pretty cool. I played some Cold War, just multiplayer. I just wanted to play something simple that I could do by myself. And shout out to my paintball teammates, Jacob and Zen. Both of them popped in, and Zen got a bunch. Now, what I realize is a bunch of his friends from high school to hop on and follow me as well, with all kinds of crazy names. That was funny.
It was hilarious.
To read off. Like, so my username is NickFern51, as you know. I think there was a NickFern52, a NickFern53, and then and then some names along the lines of like Hugh Janus and
Classic.
So,
Such a Bart Simpson joke.
yes, lots of Bart Simpson joke
Yeah.
names. So, and of course, every time the follower pops up, I'm like reading it and just laughing. But so that was fun. I think I got like 10 followers now. I think I got 5 or so more from that evening, which is fun. I also played some Sea of Thieves with Joey Feta.
I actually watched some of that.
That was sweet. We conquered a full vault, which is cool. So, quick rundown of Sea of Thieves if you've never played it. It's like an open world game where you just get to go be a pirate, and you can do missions for different factions, and each faction has different types of missions. So there's one faction called the Gold Hoarders, where you literally go look for buried treasure. In this one, it's a series of buried treasures where you find like a piece of a map and then another piece, and then you find the key to the vault, and then you go open the vault and try to get all the treasure. But the twist is you have sea monsters in the ocean going after you, and other players who are sailing for another faction. Another faction, the Reapers, are specifically tasked to go hunt down the people who are getting the gold, which is interesting. So you have to kind of like be a real pirate while you're going for treasure and stuff. And of course, there's other factions that do other things, but we successfully did a whole Gold Hoarders mission, which is fun. Got lots of loot and got to open the secret vault and like solve a couple puzzles and things. So that was sweet.
I don't know, I watch you play it. I know some other people that are playing it. And for me, I feel like just being a pirate isn't enough to keep me intrigued in the game.
Yeah.
Like I wish there was some progression, because like if I could do that and be like a level 1 pirate, but like once you get to level 50 pirate, you get the real R. You know what I mean?
Or something.
Yeah.
Also, like that's one gripe for Sea of Thieves for me. Like the progression is in what you get from the missions. So I'll give you an example. For the Gold Hoarders missions that I was doing, you just find like entry level treasure, and then like the entry level treasure missions unlock like medium treasure missions. You just get more treasure, but you don't really do a lot with it.
Treasure.
So like any of the upgrades that you end up getting are just cosmetics. It's like, oh, I got a gold cannon, but your gold cannon doesn't do more damage. It's just gold.
What?
So it's like, it's not like you're killing enemy players faster or anything like that. Like there's no gear tiering or anything. So everyone's cannons shoot the same. Like it's just based on like your skill of like, can you shoot better? Can you like reload faster? Like literally clicking the buttons and going through the menus and stuff. But so that I don't love that. It's like definitely crushing some of the replayability, but it is fun to go around and be like a pirate with your friends for a little bit. So I don't see myself playing a whole lot of Sea of Thieves, but I appreciate like the sort of short-lived fun that it brings, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But in real life stuff, I went to the apartment and played Carpenter this week a couple times. I hung up a curtain rod over my bedroom windows.
Well, you should know how to do that shit.
Yeah, I know. I only worked with you for 3 years or 4 years or 17 years or however long.
You still work for me. You know,
I'm still on your W-2.
No, you're still on the payroll. I refuse to take it off because I'm like, he's going to come back one day.
So I used to work for Marcus back in the Disney, like part-time during college and things, and high school some, I think. But so I did some of that. I hung up a rod in my closet also to hang stuff on. Things like just, adulting.
That's hot.
I call that stuff life admin.
Yes, exactly. So I'm like working on packing up boxes. I'm moving into an apartment, obviously, if you couldn't get from the context clues.
And I completely somehow, some way.
I can't believe this.
Yeah,
Marcus owes me like 4 fucking moves. Like I've helped him move 4 times, maybe 3, but a bunch, right? But
for the record, you're moving a week early.
Yeah, I am. So my lease. Well, I don't even have a real lease. That's part of the beauty of this. But I was supposed to move in June 1st, but I'm able to move in like the weekend before, and that's when Marcus is going to be in Florida. So
yeah, we were supposed to do it the 29th and the 30th. I had it all blocked off, and now Nick still does need moving. I'm just going to go there and help him drink beer.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Another important job. Yeah, someone's got to do it. Yeah.
Yep. It can't stay in the fridge. That's just not allowed. We need the room. Please help us make room
for the next case.
Yes, exactly. So I found, I want to say I found, but like people know it exists, but I found some cool Star Wars content that I feel like a lot of people are sleeping on. So if you go in the Wayback Machine to the early 2000s, I think it's before episode 3 came out, Cartoon Network was airing these little 5-minute clips of 2D animated Clone Wars episodes. Mm-hmm. It was like in between commercial breaks and things. And Disney Plus now they're in 2 seasons. Disney Plus has the 2 seasons of them uploaded into like what's essentially 2-hour-ish movies.
Yeah.
And they're great. They fill in some awesome details in between episodes 2 and 3. Like you see Anakin transition from a Padawan to a Jedi Knight. You see like General Grievous develop as a whole character.
Yeah, dude.
You see like I just watched it for the first time. So I had watched some of it before, but then I went back and actually watched it this week.
So good.
You see how Grievous gets a cough, like why he's coughing.
Why does he cough? Spoilers.
Well, you got to watch it. I'm not telling you.
Spoilers.
It's only you watched all of Buffy. You can handle
Buffy,
2 hours.
If it's not Buffy, how will my eyes know what they're seeing?
So fair enough. I will say though, speaking of visuals, it's like drawn kind of like Samurai Jack.
Yes,
it's epic.
It's so good,
and
dude.
all the sound is like 100% like THX quality, like exactly like the main movies.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the voice actors, if they are not the actual actors, they sound very, very similar.
Disappointed in you right now
that I hadn't discovered that. I think it's from 2003, but anywho.
That was a tough year. 2003.
Yeah.
That's when the Red Sox were this close to going to the World Series.
I know. Thankfully they did the next year though.
Fuck yeah, they did.
But anyways, that's all for me. What do we got in SOTOR news, Marcus?
Well, in SOTOR news, we got game update 6.3.a.
Yep.
I just wanted to talk about my little review on the content for 6.3. So after weeks of this update being out, I want to say that they did a great job on the Flashpoint, Secrets of the Enclave.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun to run. I don't feel as if it's too difficult to do it as if you're a newer player and you get to that level of content. It's not super long, so you can do it and not feel like, this is taking forever. I haven't found any bugs in it. Excuse me. It's been really fun. Second thing is the whole Galactic Seasons update. I feel like they've knocked it out of the park with the Battle Pass. I know we've talked about it many times, Nick.
Yeah.
But like people are playing the game more than ever right now. People are doing things that they don't normally do in game.
Yep.
Whether they like it or they don't, they are playing the game and enjoying it.
Yeah.
So for me, the Battle Pass is working. Now, if you don't want to do the grind and you want to just pay your way to the end and win, you do that.
Yeah.
I personally did that because I'm not grinding and playing for the 2 hours a night or 3 hours a night that I have to play a game. I'm not going to waste my time on doing shit that I don't want to do.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But going with that, people are enjoying it. People are grouping up together. People are doing the things that they want to do to enjoy all the content of the game. Now, Armenastra, when you play SWTOR, have you done any of the flashpoints or anything like that? Or are you just playing the story?
So funny you should ask. I've done one flashpoint, otherwise story, but this Saturday, I'm doing, my chat's been talking about this Revan flashpoint. And
the Foundry.
Yeah, so we're doing it on Saturday.
Yes.
That's
so good.
The Foundry's very cool.
Is it? Okay, I'm excited to see what the hype's all about because, people are really, really excited.
Yeah, you're gonna love it. Because did you play Knights of the Old Republic?
Oh yeah.
Oh, so this is just gonna be lots of flashbacks and things, or not flashbacks. What's the word I'm looking for? Nostalgia.
Yeah, it's like going home. I get you.
Yes. No, when I first did it, I'm not even gonna talk about it. The whole thing, you're just like, wow. And make sure whoever you're doing it with, does the whole thing. Tell them that you want to kill the trash. You don't want to do any shortcuts. You're going to watch all the cutscenes.
Yes.
Enjoy the whole flashpoint because it's that good. Because I found out, so I did it yesterday on stream in master mode with my friends because I never did it in master mode. And they were cutting all the corners and I like killing everything.
Yeah.
I like doing all the bonus stuff. I like doing it all. And they were cutting these corners. Oh, don't go there. Skip this trash. Skip that. I'm like, why don't we just run down the middle of the hallway and kill everything in our way? They're like, but you don't have to. But I want to.
Yeah, you want the full experience.
Yes. And
unlimited power.
Yeah.
I can't. After you finish that flashpoint, if it's not too late and you want to shoot me a message on Discord, just tell me how freaking awesome that flashpoint is.
Absolutely will. Because
And
I
if
feel like I'll be thinking about it for a long time. Everybody's, yeah. So what were you going to say?
I was going to say that, and if you ever want to do a flashpoint, just let me know.
Oh, yeah. I would love
totally,
to.
yeah, anytime. I can get a group of 4 together. 3. No problem.
Yeah, I would actually really love to. I understand I am. I'm really a bit of a plot hound. But I do understand there's some good plot points in these flashpoints, and I'm all about those cutscenes. Bring them on. Yum, yum, yum.
Do you know who Darth Malgus is?
I do. Like I'm familiar, but I don't know deep lore. I don't know,
Okay. Yeah, so the that all the flashpoints, he's like the general that instructs you to do them. So you really get an idea on who he is by doing flashpoints. And you can do them in like story mode where they're really easy and you'll get the cutscenes. They're probably about 40 minutes, 45 minutes or so. Some of them, your first time through. It's really good content for your stream too, because you're going to get to make some choices that influence the actual flashpoint.
What?
Yeah, like as I'm not going to tell you which one, but like you got to like decide: are you going to let people die, or are you going to put them out, or put these other people out the airlock?
What? Oh my. Okay, well, both of those sound like dark side options to me.
Well, you're going to have to find out, and so it's good now. Have you been like, do you know what Galactic Seasons is?
I know nothing about Galactic Seasons at all.
So does it pop up on your screen?
It does. I've flipped through them super, super briefly, but I haven't done anything. I haven't played with them at all. Like I haven't tried to do anything for the season.
Yeah. Well, if you've hit level 1 on your Galactic Seasons thing, you've unlocked a new companion. And have you Star Wars Episode 4, well, A New Hope, you know what I'm talking about?
Of course.
Okay, so when you remember how when Obi-Wan and Luke and the droids are all going to the bay where the Millennium Falcon is, and there's that like the guy that has the long nose and it's like beep beep beep.
Yes, of course.
That's the type of companion you get.
Get out of here.
And it's completely free as long as you hit
level 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
that's the fire I needed. I gotta claim that shit.
Yep. And do you sub to the game or are you free to play?
I do. Yeah. No, I'm a sub.
Okay, great. So you're going to get free cartel coins for doing it. So you should, next time you log in, click on your Galactic Seasons thing that pops up in the top left when you log in, because I guarantee you have some rewards there.
What?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Oh, I'm so excited. Yeah, I must say I collect my daily login rewards and I get slicing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So make sure you do. And
I will. Thank you. That's great. Great tip. Pro tip.
In AIE news, Tuesdays are a mandatory fun night where the fun is mandatory, but attendance is not. Those are 9 to 11 p.m. and we switch between the much better Imperial side and the Sunshine and Rainbows
Republic side.
side.
And that is Eastern time, of course, because that is the real time zone.
Yes. The only time zone.
Yep.
The time zone to rule them all.
So Fridays are the place to be in AIE.
So the first Friday of every month, we do Master Mode Flashpoints, which are the hardest version of the Flashpoints, obviously, much like the one we were just chatting about. The second Friday of every month is hard mode training for different operations and various hard mode content.
And tomorrow we're going to be doing hard mode explosive conflict, which will be really fun.
It's not only a regular conflict, it's particularly explosive. So the third Fridays of every month in AIE are achievement hunting. So all the Datacrons and various tricky to kill world bosses and crazy achievements.
Nerf herder.
The Nerf herder achievement.
You got to collect the Nerf calves.
Yes. All of the things.
And one of them like spawns like once every 3 hours.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a long day.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the third Friday of every month. And the fourth Friday of every month.
The fourth?
The fourth Friday. There's 4 Fridays.
That's all right. There's 4 Fridays, sometimes 5 Fridays in the month. But this one is always on the 4th.
Right. So what I'm saying is it's Friday, and it's Mega, the monthly Epic Guild activity. We'll sell you the whole sea, but you'll only need the edge. So Mega
This
is
shit does not get old.
Mega is obviously Marcus's brainchild. It's the monthly Epic Guild activity that always rotates. Marcus, when can we play Where in the World is SIBA San Diego?
So this coming Megas, which is in a couple weeks, we are heading to a very icy planet, and we're going to be hiding SEMA on the planet, and you're going to have to do the trivia and find all the things that we tell you to be able to find SEMA, and you will have to die in order to find her. So you guys better get ready, because it's
Where in the World is SEMA San Diego? And it's Mega. Anywho,
the shit does not get old.
this obviously I do this every episode. Also, if all this sounds fun to you, go to ae-guild.org, jump in the Discord, the link for which you can find in the top right-hand portion of the website, and ask for a guild invite, whether or not you play Star Wars: The Old Republic or any of the other games we play. And we do mean any of the other games. We would love to have you.
Nick, I know you need to use the bathroom.
I sure do. So we'll be right back.
Jeez, Nick, hurry up. We're trying to finish this podcast.
And we're back. So today we're discussing what it's like to be both a Twitch streamer and an actor and an awesome Sith Lord
And just an awesome person.
and all the above. So
D, all of the above.
So first and foremost, Armenastra. So who or whom?
Wait, you got to lead with it. Tell her what we do this for every episode.
Yes, we do. So we do this. So we ask the same surprise question every episode to every guest, and we'll go through our answers after also. But who or whom is your favorite character in all of Star Wars?
Oh,
You can have some honorable mentions too. You don't have to pick just one.
okay. Well, obviously, I thought of Chewie right away.
That's a great answer.
Because look,
Chimeri is so happy right now.
look, man of few words, gets right to the point. You know what I mean? Doesn't take a lot of bullshit. And yet, probably wonderful to hug.
Agreed. It's a great choice.
There you go.
Wow.
Chewie.
Allowed to have honorable mentions. I love that. I love that.
Yeah, because sometimes
Palpatine for sure then is my honorable mention.
There we go.
Because he's so funny. Just with his face, he clearly has never been outside in his life. It's the hood. It's like it covers too much. And you just know that sometimes, he's always scheming. He's very funny.
have you, so I know you are a fan of listening to books. Have you listened to the Darth Plagueis book?
Do you know, so no is my short answer, but
Okay.
but my some of my friends on my stream are telling me to read the Darth Bane series.
Yes, that is. So my favorite
Yes.
character that I was going to say is Darth Bane.
Okay,
Audible, your
Audible.
next credit.
my next
Yep.
credit, no doubt, my next credit.
It's
Yeah.
one of the best Star Wars trilogies in book form.
I think selfishly speaking, that's my favorite character, but Darth Bane is I think that book series is my favorite. That and the Plagueis book is great, man. I like me some Sith Lords, obviously.
Mm.
But I would go through the Bane series and then listen to the Darth Plagueis book because obviously, well, if you don't already know, this is not a big spoiler. Darth Plagueis is Palpatine's master.
No, I did not know that. I did not.
So he is a main character in that book.
Wow.
And it's very good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just
It's-
writing that down. Sorry.
It's that. Take your time. It is the whole dynamic. The Darth Plagueis book goes over the whole dynamic between the two of them, which is very, very cool, and obviously ties directly into the prequels and the rest of the Skywalker saga.
Of course.
So it's like a prequel to the prequels, but it's epic. Marcus, you want to run through your favorite character real quick?
My favorite characters are 2D2.
Ah.
He's always there for you. He always is there to help, always willing to help, and that's his sole purpose.
Wow.
Nick,
So I'll try to.
are you just gonna switch it up?
No,
I feel like yours are gonna always you're like the wild card. Like, how are you feeling today? It's this one.
Well, you know what? I think who was it, Serp or Chimeri that said Obi-Wan Kenobi? I think it was Serp. I don't remember. But anywho, so I was watching the Clone Wars 2D, obviously. So my normal answer is I think Darkseid people don't get enough credit, because I think if I were a Force user in real life, I would be like a Mace Windu type character who kind of uses both sides of the Force, because the dark side can be very pragmatic. You can bring people back from the dead. You can heal much better. You can be emotional and still be productive. I think the dark side doesn't have to be super, super evil. Granted, you can be evil if you want it to be, and sometimes you got to be evil. Or that can be productive, But anywho, so in the past I've said it, Mace Windu is a really cool character. I really think Darth Bane is an epic character that I like a lot because of, I don't want to spoil anything. I'll just let you read the books, because of the things that he established. But also Obi-Wan Kenobi's pretty cool too. On the light flip side of things, I think he's a cool character. He's always funny, and he's like the epitome of like a knight, basically a literal Jedi knight, but also just like a badass warrior guy that's like always trying to do the right thing. So anywho, that's my answer.
I love that. And I really love what you just said, just about the dark side. Like maybe there's like the thing that you said about feelings, because the fear thing never sort of sat right with me. It's like, what do you mean You're not allowed to feel any fear?
Right. You have to like believe so strongly that you don't fear anything. It's almost like that Jedi mantra can almost be like nihilistic. Like it doesn't matter because the Force will guide me. Well, sometimes like you want to make your own path,
Mm-hmm.
Let the dark side flow through you and feel those emotions and use them to be productive.
There it is.
Accomplish your goals.
When did you start playing video games?
Oh goodness. I would have been so young. Super Nintendo was my first console. My dad is huge into video games, still is, and we've just
all right, we're going to shout out Dad. What does he play right now?
Right now, he's a master at Borderlands 3. He's an FPS guy.
Whoa, so you should totally tell him to listen to the past episodes, because Jackie Cow, he's a developer for Gearbox and he works on the Borderlands 3 game. He's come on the show a few times.
I 100% am going to tell him that. He'll be so excited.
Yes. Yeah. He and I went to the same college.
What?
We met at a Star Wars cantina. Yep.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
It was very cool. Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah, they had Jackie and Nick had a bromance at that cantina for sure.
Yeah, like other people were trying to talk about Star Wars: The Old Republic. He worked with the BioWare team on SOTOR. That's why he was at the cantina, and then he moved to Gearbox later. But we were like trying to talk to him about SOTOR, and we were just talking about Yukon stuff for like 45 minutes, probably.
No, like 2 hours. It was awesome. So back to you starting to play video games.
Yeah, I mean, look, I would have started with Super Mario, some of the first Final Fantasies, Yoshi's Island,
Yoshi's Island. I remember that.
Classic.
It was so good. Yeah, when he spits out the thing.
Yeah.
Blah.
Blah. Yeah.
I thought the Super Nintendo controller was revolutionary because they gave you those two triggers at the top.
Yeah.
And I feel like Nintendo itself has revolutionized gaming
a bunch
from
of
the
times.
beginning.
Yeah.
Like they came out with a Nintendo and it was like, whoa, that's like real graphics. But all through the years, look at all that they've done. They are the innovators of video games.
Oh,
I feel.
yeah.
Maybe not like tip top graphics, but like the innovation in controllers. Look at the N64 controller.
Yeah, what was that middle thing, though?
That was the joystick.
No, but like, because it has it's like, I always found the N64 controller so weird. Sorry, what was the one on the left? You held the middle one and the right one, but then what were you doing with that one on the left, really?
That was like the directional pad, right?
Yeah, that was the D-pad.
Those are like the extra buttons. Those are,
they were extra.
Yeah.
They gave you the D-pad just so people didn't complain that it didn't have a D-pad.
Yeah, there it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that was like one of the first controllers that had an analog stick, right?
Yeah, and GoldenEye.
Yes.
GoldenEye.
One of my
didn't GoldenEye
games.
Oh, so go ahead.
No, it's just a great game.
GoldenEye, like I think I went back and tried to play it. Didn't you have to like use the analog stick to aim also?
Yes.
Like you would move, but then you'd like you can move where you're aiming
you moved with
across
the D-pad.
screen, right?
You moved with the
D-pad.
the directional pad, I'm pretty sure.
And then, but it wasn't like a normal, or I should say a modern FPS where like
No.
wherever your character turned is where you're aiming. Like you could aim on like the corners of the screen and stuff. That must have been wicked difficult.
Yeah.
But it's interesting.
So I guess that leads into growing up as a kid. What would you say your favorite console was?
Oof. I mean, like, I'll never forget the magic of booting up the N64 for the first time and being like, okay, this is going to be 3D, but not knowing what that meant. Because I was coming from side scrollers, right?
Right.
And booting up Super Mario 64, and just my mind was blown being out in front of that castle and moving forward and being like, oh, this is the future. Like, that blew my mind. And then it led into games like Ocarina of Time, which is I've played so many times I can't even count. Just one of my favorite.
Wow.
It's the bar for me. Ocarina of Time is the bar. It's yeah, it's always been my favorite.
Did you play Breath of the Wild?
You know, after I got an Xbox, I moved from Xbox to Xbox 360 to PS3 to PS4, and I never went back to Nintendo. I wasn't nuts about the, sort of single player campaign, plot rich games that Nintendo was churning out. The only games that I was sort of interested in on Nintendo were Breath of the Wild, Twilight Princess, but I just couldn't bring myself to buy a system just for one game.
Sure.
So no, I didn't play it. Yeah.
They're remaking Skyward Sword.
I think they did already.
No, it's coming out in July.
Oh, okay.
It's an HD remix.
Whoa.
I never played Skyward Sword. I've played every other Zelda game but Skyward Sword.
Oh, then you'll totally play it on the Switch now.
Yeah.
You should stream that shit.
Oh, well, I just need a capture card, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Easy enough.
Boom. Boom shakalaka. Done deal.
Wow. What was your first acting job? I guess my question. Wait, let me rephrase that. How does somebody from the land of A get into acting?
Great question. It's a great question, right? Because, the U.S. is kind of the hub over here in North America, but Canada, you'd be shocked how much films up here. It's been cheaper. You get tax breaks. There are plenty of reasons why U.S. networks are coming up to film here, like Suits and all that. Yeah. So, I mean, when I first started acting, it was, I had just graduated from university, and what did you ask me? You asked how did I get into it, right?
Yes.
Right. Okay. So I had to audition for student films. There were some great film schools up here, and one of them's named Ryerson. And I auditioned for a student film. I went in for this like really badass character. I nailed the read. I was like, this is great. The director was so nice. She's now off doing incredible stuff. Really, she's wonderful. And I got an email later that night being like, hey, we'd love to offer you the role of Christina. And I was like, this isn't the role I auditioned for. Oh no, she messaged the wrong person. So I sent her a message and I was like, hey, I think maybe, you sent this wrong person. She's like, no, I just thought you'd be really good at this part. And so I went from auditioning for this like badass rebel, and I got cast as this like proper church going, never swears, doesn't do anything. And I was like, okay, so now I'm starting to see what my hit is maybe. And a hit is like, maybe a kind of character that I fall easily into. But I just found that funny.
Your lane, sort of, if that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. So even when I'm trying to put it on, cool factor ain't so high.
I gotcha. Like, I don't think Marcus could play a character other than Marcus.
I would pay really good money to see Marcus play,
Marcus.
A dark. Yeah. Well, first of all, Marcus, for sure, I would pay just to watch you any time of day. But I want to see you do like dark. Like I want to see you tackle Batman.
Oh, you want me to play Batman?
Yeah. I want to see some Batman content. I want to see some role playing Batman content.
Maybe for Halloween this year, I'll dress up as Batman on the stream, and I'll act only as Batman.
And you have to say, "I'm Batman" a lot.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
I don't know what I would act what I would be decent at acting at. Probably nothing. I don't think I'm a good well, that's not true. I have to pretend that I'm like kind to people when I used to work in direct like patient health care stuff.
That's acting big time.
Yeah. I used to, so for reference, for the past 3 years, I worked in an very, very busy emergency department.
Oh, wow.
As a tech, drawing blood and stuff. It was not very fun during COVID. Now I work in the research department. As of February, I just started there. So I'm in like an office. I get paid more and I do way less. But anywho, the acting thing, I don't think I'd be a good actor at all. I feel like I would like way overthink stuff, and then like I'd be constantly thinking about like my body positioning, how my face looks when I'm saying stuff, and then just like a lot of things to keep track of. And I know I'm preaching to the choir about all that.
It's hey, I feel like I'm in the same boat as we're in the same camp. Thinking too much could drive you nuts.
So I'm going to go back to Christina. What was it like to play that role for the first time, never doing it before?
Wow. It was nuts. I felt like I was a professional actor and that I'd made it. It was like, I think, like all acting, look, I was really young. I was, it was like, I was 21. I was like maybe 21 at the time. And I really do believe that your acting is enriched by your life experience. And so I think at the time I did my best, idea of what someone who is, would never swear, would never, do anything bad. I did my best impression of that. But I think at the end of the day, if I could go back and redo all of my acting roles, I feel like I'd have such a kick, because it's like every role you get there, it's a part of you. Like, even if you're like the meanest, puppy herder. Oh my God, I don't even want to bring that up. But like, even if you're a puppy herder, it's like, no, that has to be, you have to accept that as a part of yourself. There's a world where you would do that and you have to live it. And yeah, so I think I would approach it a little differently. I think I did a lot of faking at the beginning.
Yeah. I can imagine. Sorry, Marcus is being incredibly distracting.
Puppies. He's protecting his puppies now that I've said puppy herder.
And the thing about taking a chance, right? Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to an audition. That must be so nerve-wracking, because like, I can't even imagine you're up there with like a piece of paper and you're like reading lines, and like, I'd be so nervous.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't do that. Like, I don't think that's me at all.
See,
right.
The hard part I would find, like, okay, so in the movie or a play or a show or something like that, like the end product, there's music and like you're on a set, presumably, or like there's the whole setting of this character interaction is all like set up for the end product, right? So in context, when the user like me is watching that makes sense. Like, it's easy, or should say, it seems dramatically easier if you're in this place. Like, if you're in Batu, right, and you're sitting in the Millennium Falcon replica, it's easier to like pretend to be Han Solo. But like, if you're just in a room in front of two people, and now you got to say, hey, you're, Christina, and you have all this background story, but it's just dead silent in there, and it's just people watching you, and you're not in that setting. Yeah. I can't imagine having to turn that on and like be that other person so thoroughly. That is what would be. It seems like impossibly difficult to me to do. You know what I mean? To just like turn it on out of context.
100%. And then I'll like raise you. You're not always graced with a reader who's going to be looking at you. And I'll also raise you, the writer and the producer and maybe the director all eating a sandwich. And I'll raise you in the scene you're kissing somebody or you're getting punched in the face. Or like the audition is... Mastering the audition is totally different. Well, I think it's a different skill than being on set. But just because you mentioned the Millennium Falcon, I just think that's so funny, because on the day, it's called On the Day, like when you're on set and in the Millennium Falcon, you just know that there's a boom mic in your face. There's a camera 3 feet away, like 3 centimeters away from your nose. There's no sound effects anywhere around you. It's totally quiet. You have to pretend that it's moving. So you're just jerking your arms around while someone says, now lean to the left, lean to the right. So it's like, it can be so hard.
Yeah, I can imagine. Like that's what I'm talking about. It brings when we sit down and think about it, like, I'm glad we got to talk. We're getting to talk to you, obviously, because Marcus and I enjoy a lot of media, but we don't ever think about how much work that goes into it to put on a performance in general, never mind a particularly great one, that we get blessed with in our various Star Wars movies and shows and things like that. So kudos to all of you in the acting world.
Hey, also, it's the most fun job in the world, so thank you for watching it.
Speaking of which, what has been your favorite job so far?
Oh my God, that's such a hard one. Okay, well, I did get to go to Romania for 4 weeks to shoot a movie. I was the lead in this movie with actually my co-lead was a buddy of mine, which made the 4 weeks in freezing cold Romania in the winter way better. But yeah, I was probably being the lead in that movie and, being somewhere else. Like, I've never seen anything like rural Romania before. It was.
What's the name of the movie?
It's called The Dancing Dogs of Dombrova. Yeah, I won some awards at the Canadian Film Festival. I took home an award for it, and it was really fun. It was really, really fun. Yeah, and my character was, I think, very lovable. But if I can also do one more shout out to another thing that I really loved.
Of course.
You can say anything that you love.
Yeah. Because this is a tie for sure. I did this short back in 2016. My grandfather had just passed away, and my mom and her best friend wrote this essentially love letter to him. And it was this short film, and it was just me and Bram Morrison, who is Bram from Sharon, Lois, and Bram. I don't know if Sharon, Lois, and Bram is big in the US. It was really big in Canada. They were really big in Canada. They're children's entertainers. Anyway, and I think bringing that script to life, which meant so much to me and so much to her, was for sure the scariest acting gig I've ever done. I felt so much pressure. I was like, I need to do this justice. This is so meaningful. And I think filming that and then watching it's on Amazon Prime now. It's called Russet Season. It was amazing.
Russet Season?
Yeah, it's called Russet Season. It's on Amazon Prime in the States right now. But
I'm adding it to my list right now.
It was it's just really short. But it was another, like, for sure my favorite gig.
Of all time.
Yeah, I mean, I can't compare. It was so personal. It was so loved it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know what my favorite job I'd ever have is, but they are dramatically less emotionally impactful than those that you've listed. It's like completely different world. What? Did we already ask your favorite video game?
Wait,
you asked your. Oh, go ahead,
I feel like
Marcus.
I just threw them at you.
Yes. So I'm still hooked on this whole acting thing.
Mm-hmm.
So going between COVID and being an actor and then streaming, when did streaming happen? And how did you how long did you're so successful, you have such an awesome community, because I'm in your Discord and how awesome is that? And how do you go from acting to all of a sudden, hey, I love video games, I'm gonna stream this shit. Get out of my way, mofos. Here comes Armenastra.
Yeah. I actually streaming, I am so grateful. I cannot believe that I found Twitch during this time. I can't believe it. The pandemic happened and so much was taken from us so suddenly, our friends, our work, our communities. I had no idea about Twitch. I had literally no idea about it. When I heard about it, I was doing a photo shoot. I also do photography. And I was shooting this actor. We were, lamenting, obviously, the loss of work and not being able to even do classes to have the fun of entertaining and laughing and all that goodness. And I found out he streamed on Twitch, and I was like, what's that? And he sort of began to talk to me about it. And I couldn't believe it. I did a huge deep dive. I was playing World of Warcraft at the time. And within World of Warcraft, I was, trying to go somewhere else other than just being locked in my house, like exploring these worlds and, meeting great people, even just within the game. And yet always needing to Google everything because I was new to World of Warcraft and I needed help and I'd be asking people, but I'd be on Wowhead just all the time. And I was like, What if I streamed this on Twitch? And then what if people came to my channel? And then what if I could ask them questions and they would help me? So literally, I made a Twitch channel. I had my first stream.
Do you remember the date?
June 17th of last year.
Whoa.
It's coming up.
Whoa. You're coming up on the big 1 year.
I am. That day, I didn't want to show my face. I was nervous about the internet. I was like, oh my God, stranger danger, the internet. So I had like a...
You act for a living and you're afraid of the internet?
I was like, what if someone sees my face and finds out where I live? Like, it was the most ridiculous, like looking back. I can see clearly that my choice of profession is people are going to have to see my face. But I had this filter on. It was like a full devil mask filter. Like you couldn't see any of my face. And I didn't know I wasn't streaming my game. I was just streaming my face the whole time. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. And I talked to myself. I loved it. I thought it was the best thing that's ever happened.
That is quite fun. It's really like humbling to have like a random person follow you for the first time. It's like, whoa, you chose me. I feel like the Pokemon that got picked in the beginning.
Yeah, you're Squirtle.
Like, I got picked. Hell yeah, let's go beat up that Rattata.
Yes. And then of course it's like, who are these people? Oh, I don't know. But then they turn out to be like fantasy people, like people I actually couldn't have dreamed up. And like this scary internet, like I joke about it in streams sometimes because I'm like, oh, the internet actually is just full of only the most fabulous people. So I just found that out. Yeah.
But that's, so June is coming up. So what are you going to do for your big 1 year party?
Yeah.
12-hour stream?
It's going to be nuts. Hey, I should do a Marcus. I should do a 12-hour stream, baby. Actually, it's funny you should say that. I have a whole bunch of ideas. And then I went to just a few people in my Discord and I said, hey, is there anything that you're like, man, I wish I could see you do this? Just to kind of put a feeler out there, just to see if there's anything people are craving. It's kind of funny. They were really mostly just like, let's play games together, which I thought was super cool. I was like, my dream day. Let's go. So I'm going to have some fun surprises and for sure, tons and tons of group gaming. I want it to be interactive. That's the name of my game.
Speaking of interactive, I did notice. So I just learned what a watch party is. Okay. I just learned about this. And then I saw in your Discord, you do watch parties.
Once a month. We do movie night.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what's the movie this night?
This
what
month?
got picked? Yeah, this month.
This month, it's up in the air. There are a few options. We watched Starship Troopers last month. And so, some people are like, let's do Starship Troopers too. Other people are like, maybe this movie called Fanboys, which I've never seen. For me...
Oh, that's really funny.
Is it?
That's the Star Wars Fanboys.
Yes.
Yeah, that is. It's so, Nick, I'll give you the context. It's about these dudes who are huge Star Wars fans and they camp out to watch episode 1.
Oh,
and
boy.
then it films them coming out of the theater after they watched it.
And they hate it, obviously.
I'm not telling you.
Okay, great.
It's so good.
Is it like their journey to the movie and stuff like that?
I'm not saying anymore. You need to watch this. Like,
Wow.
go get blitzed and just watch it.
Okay.
Now, how many watch parties have you done?
Ooh, maybe 5. I made that up. I want to say 5, 6.
Which is your favorite movie so far of those watch parties?
Oh my God. One of them we watched Kung Fury.
Yes. I love Kung Fury.
I don't know what that is.
Oh my God.
Oh,
The squirrel
Marcus.
nunchuck. You need to go watch
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
That's on your list.
Top of the
Kung
list.
Fury.
It's quick too. I usually we sat down for Gladiator a couple months ago, which was like 3 hours. Kung Fury is I think like half an hour.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, this whole like watch party idea, it's really cool because with Discord, you just put it on the computer.
Yeah.
You click share your screen and everybody mutes their mics and you just hang out, or you have your mics open and everybody just, laughs and chuckles. And it's a way to be together without being together.
Yeah, we do. I have a whole section in Discord for movie night, and we do running commentary the whole time. It's super fun.
What is one of your goals for your Twitch channel?
Wow, that's so funny. You should ask that. I was just talking to one of my friends, one of my stream friends, Holy Fists. Holy Fists, if you're listening, I'm bringing you up.
Fists.
Yeah, we love Holy Fists.
Shout out to Holy Fists.
I could shout out Holy Fists literally all day for everything that he does for me. It's unbelievable. We were talking about goals. I was like, look, I've been pretty like this year, feels like I've been structured. Like I have my schedule, blah, 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 but very casual. And I was like, this year, I'm making goals. I'm setting goals and I'm going to get them. For me, look, one of my goals is always, which I am full of success in right now, is creating a space where people come and they get their laugh on and we talk about literally whatever we talk about and we chill and we have a wonderful time. And to me, that's been my thing all year. In terms of like more concrete goals, that's literally my next project. I'm going to sit down, I'm going to have a coffee, and I'm going to start making little time sensitive plans.
All right.
But that'll always be it.
That's a great way to go about it. I feel like whenever I'm trying to make goals, like I do very poorly with my with like long term like open ended goals. Like, oh, you know what? I need to write on the board that I need to clean my closet generally, and then just it stays on the board for like 6 months. Whereas I do way better with a goal that's like, I'm gonna clean these 2 drawers of my dresser by Tuesday. And then I do way better with that. And then like on Wednesday, I'm going to do the next 2 drawers. And then Thursday of that week, I'm going to do, whatever's left. And then if you itemize it and break it down into smaller ones with actual legit goal, like deadlines, then it's like, it helps me conquer that. Like, hey, I just got home from work or whatever. I'm tired for whatever reason. And it's like, I don't feel like in my brain, I'm like, I definitely can't clean the entire closet right now. So I'm not going to do anything versus, hey, I need to clean 2 drawers. Suck it up. You can do 2 drawers. No problem.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you break, this is like, sort of goal creation and like productivity increases 101, but
it sounds like you need atomic habits.
I'm so glad you said that because I was thinking to myself, today listening to it, it outlines how to actually do the thing, which is exactly what you said. It's being like, I'm going to do this when I close my laptop to go to lunch.
Right.
Specific.
It's time sensitive. What helps me is like, granted, I haven't read Atomic Habits. This is just the Nick Verne 51 mindset, if you will. But I do well with like, I have a deadline and make it a small goal. Sometimes I even like, if I plan out something like that, like I literally planned out cleaning my closet like 2 months ago. But sometimes like I force myself to have smaller like chunks of goal, if that makes sense. Because that holds me more accountable to it. Because then in a week, whenever that deadline's due, it's like, hey, lazy fuck, like it was just this little thing that you were poo-pooing about being a little thing. Like you can't put it off. Go do it. Right. It doesn't give me my mental battle an excuse. But anywho, you mentioned drinking coffee. I gotta ask, what do you put in your coffee?
Ooh.
How do you like to drink it?
Look, I dabbled in soy for a while, but I can't do it. It's just milk. Give me the milk, 1%. I'm happy.
I used to do a lot of soy also, and then I developed a little bit of an allergy to it.
Really?
Not a lot, but like my mouth started getting itchy after I drank it, which is very annoying. But
I'm just a little bit of cream. I can't do milk in my coffee. I feel like it
waters it down too much.
It's not. Yeah,
I get that.
I like just a little bit of cream or a little bit of half and half. But in my cold brew, I'm not gonna lie, a little like a splash of vanilla caramel creamer is legit.
That sounds good.
And the cold, yeah,
Yeah.
3 ice cubes.
So it depends for me. Normally, I'm pretty grumpy in the morning, and I like to feed that dark side, and I just have I like only black coffee.
Yeah.
Just feed the hatred.
Yeah. Make it burn.
Wake me
I get
up.
it. Yeah.
Yes, black coffee. Hot or cold, depending on the temperature. I usually go with iced coffee all year round, like just black iced coffee, because I want to drink it fast, especially in the morning.
Mhm.
But like if I'm having a coffee like later, like late morning, or if it's like afternoon or something, then I want something cool. Like I'll get like a legit latte or something like much more frivolous and less business oriented.
Can I slide in
foam
with
and
a coffee recommendation or a coffee treat?
Absolutely.
Have you
Let's hear
guys
it.
ever tried an affogato?
I've had. Oh wait, with the caramel.
It's
Remind
literally
me.
just like coffee or espresso or whatever you like with a scoop of ice cream in it.
Oh yes, I have not tried this.
Oh, change your life. Do yourself a treat.
Okay, scoop of vanilla ice cream. Will do.
And that's
I've
my
had
good
an
deed for the day. Teaching you about
Thank you.
affogatos.
So there's a popular craft brewing company in Massachusetts called Trillium near Boston.
Mhm.
They one of their very rare stouts that they do. They put lactose in it in coffee, and I think some kind of caramel something, and they call it affogato.
Whoa.
So that's what I thought of it. It is very good. But have you ever had a Carajillo?
No, what's that?
So if you go to like the liqueur section of your favorite liquor store, if you drink, it's a Spanish liqueur. It's like basically just 35% like sweetened, like thick liqueur. It's called 43 or 43. It's like orangey colored. Long story short, you put 2 shots of espresso over ice in like a rocks glass, and then put a shot of the 43 in there, and it tastes like a coffee milkshake. And it's delicious.
Now that's
really
a
good.
treat.
I had that down in Mexico originally, and then I make them occasionally up here now. Very good. Speaking of ice cream, this is another staple of ours. What is your favorite ice cream flavor?
Okay. I like chocolate chips, and chocolate sauce, and chocolate chocolate brownie in there.
More chocolate, more better.
Yep. And a chocolate and an edible chocolate bowl. No, but if I could be more specific, for sure Ferrero Rocher anything.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Marcus, what do you think your favorite ice cream flavor is?
My favorite ice cream is Chubby Hubby.
Ooh.
Who makes that?
Ben and Jerry's.
I knew
Ben
it was
and Jerry's
Ben
is my
Jerry's.
Listen, Chubby Hubby is it. They're peanut butter filled pretzels
Oh,
and vanilla ice
God.
cream with like a peanut butter swirl. It's the greatest. It's the greatest fucking ice cream ever.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like, you get the pint and you're like, oh, I'm going to take like 10 bites and throw it back in the freezer.
Yeah.
If it's Chubby Hubby, it's gone.
Yeah.
And I'm going to feel like shit for the next 3 hours, but it's going to be the best 25 minutes of my life.
Yeah, that's a good point. So I don't mean to be negative Nance, but I'm going to crush your soul for a little bit here. Are you ready for this? Are you sitting down?
Oh God.
So I'm allergic to chocolate.
Oh no.
So my ice cream flavors are a little bit limited, but Ben and Jerry's is my favorite too. I think my favorite from them is the salted caramel core, because it's got like these blondie brownie chunks in there that are
yum.
really, really, really good.
Yeah.
And then obviously caramel down the middle, and then a sweet vanilla ice cream with like caramel swirls in it. That is delicious.
Yeah.
Also shout out to their cinnamon buns flavor. That's probably my second favorite.
And I've decided that when I hit 1,000 followers on Twitch,
Yep.
Nick is going to eat a peanut butter cup live. on this show.
Such a dick.
Just punish him.
So for reference, it's not an anaphylaxis reaction. It might not literally be an allergy.
Right.
But all I know is anytime I eat chocolate, I get a very intense migraine for 8 to 12 hours, and I vomit profusely for the same duration. So it is not a fun time when I eat chocolate. And Marcus wants me to do that on stream and just suffer.
That's some Sith Lord energy right there.
Exactly.
He's rubbing off on me.
He's always the one that be like, he'll get cookies or something. Like when we used to work together, he'd be like, "Oh, here, I want this. Hey, you want a cookie?" I'm like, "Sure." "Oh, hey, it's oatmeal raisin." And then I would look at it and like, "This is very clearly chocolate chip." And just start laughing.
No, it's sick. That's very funny.
But
Okay. Armenastra.
Yes.
Tell everybody where can they find your channel, and what is your schedule?
Okay. You can find me at twitch.tv/Armenastra. And I stream Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays at 7 p.m. EST. Easy to remember. The first 3 days of the week when you need that hangout. 7 p.m. Yeah, well, sorry.
What's it like to stream 3 days in a row? Do you find that Thursday you're exhausted?
Oh my God. Thursday I go straight into my D&D night with my buddies. But it's so funny. I could have any energy during the day. I could be exhausted during the day, like totally wiped. And then as soon as I am like I sit down in my chair, I get so amped. I don't know if that's ever gonna fade. So by Wednesday, by my third day of the week, no, is my actual honest answer. Maybe Thursday mornings I'm particularly pooped, but not in like a noticeable way. I have like, I don't want to use I don't want to say the F word, like the FREAK word. Is that a bad word? Am I allowed to say that word?
You can say whatever you want on this show.
I don't want to, I have a lot of energy. It's one of the first things, strangers comment on when they come to the channel. They're like, oh, your energy.
Yeah, I hear that a lot.
Where?
I was going to say, Marcus gets that a lot.
Yeah, I could totally, 100%. As soon as I came to your channel, I was like, this guy's energy.
It's a lot. But
from the second I wake up until the second I go to bed.
Wow, really? No.
Yeah, Marcus is like a light. It's like a light switch.
Wow.
Like when I hit the bed, I'm out. I like alarms could be going off and I'm not waking up. But until I'm asleep, it's go time.
Yep.
Well, thanks so much for coming on the show. This was so awesome.
Thank you.
Man, it was so great getting to chat with you guys. Thanks so much for having me.
What are you guys talking about in here?
Find out next episode of
Working Class Nerds.